yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Yeah, we ran out of patience. Boil up with the cold hard hatred. I can feel the vibration. Feet in the streets, it's a new sensation. I wanna break faces on the pavement. I wanna make greatness look complacent. Adrenaline awakened, I can taste it. We can make an impact, grab and then take it. Like a disease, bring them to their knees. Pain for their disease. Just like a weed, spread into the streets. It's time to make them bleed. 'Cause we just want retribution. Let's go light up the darkness. Make true of an empty promise. Rip gods into weak and harmless. Take to the streets and turn them to a mosh pit. 'Cause we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution.
Hello, everyone. Greetings to all. I am once again back manning the broadcast station, and I'm proud to say that we are 77 kilometers away from ground zero of where I officially started doing the broadcast for Artito Racing. But what can I say? We're back in business, and I'm really happy to once again to serve all the dear viewers out there to show you great racing and great coverage of the championship. Anyway, we're in the BC. What we are currently doing here is we are discussing you all the knickknacks of everything in the paddock, both with the drivers and with the other co-commentators. Shortly, I will be joined by no other than Mr. Flying Sane, aka the co-owner of the Artito Racing, and also the race director of the whole shenanigans. Currently, we're just looking at free practice at the moment. We have 42 minutes of free practice, or about, sorry, not 40 minutes. Um, yeah, sorry, that's correct. About 40 minutes of free practice at the moment, and yeah, there's not much really going on, and apart from the appalling broadcast of the last race coverage. But anyway, everything is back to where it was and where it is, and everything is being handled once again. Okay, now we are
Don't go live yet. Don't go live yet. Don't go live yet.
I'm live now.
Cut it. Cut it. Cut it. Cut it. I want to talk to you about something before that. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the penultimate race of season 5 here at Artito Racing. My name is Flying Saint. I'm joined in the booth today by none other than our beloved broadcaster, Ken Jake, the Philippines Minister of Defense, also known as. How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you. The more common response to that answer. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm pleased to tell you that we are 77 kilometers away from ground zero where we started doing the broadcast for the races.
Really? Where did we start doing it first? No. Where did we start? Where was our
Well,
first broadcast?
I mean, like where I started doing the broadcast for the.
I see. Yes. I was
So
like,
I
hang
am,
on. Where did we
yeah,
first start? Yes. So
I'm
why
gonna
don't we tell
say,
the viewers, Ken Jake, what have we been up to?
yeah, you can tell them that.
No, I think you should, to be honest. I think you
Well,
should.
what is there to talk about? Again,
Ken
I'm
Jake has got a new monitor, and after the shambolic events of last weekend, he's back to doing the broadcast, and I can go back to just being the lead commentator and the race director. So yeah, bit more leniency. I don't have to do three jobs at once anymore. So thank you, Ken Jake.
yep.
Good of you to finally get that monitor and Wi-Fi sorted. And yes, we're back for our first proper race stream in 3 weeks, I'd like to say. So
Yeah,
it's definitely been a while. But yeah, great to be back. And the championship is starting to come to an end, Ken Jake. And oh my God, it's close up top, isn't it?
I'm glad to be back in control in the broadcast.
It's good, isn't it? It's very
It's
good.
very, so it's refreshing
Yeah,
not to do it for 3 weeks. I feel more energized than
absolutely.
before.
We're gonna love the off season then, that's for sure. Got only 7 drivers at the moment. We're expecting a few more before the start of the race. And the
Yeah,
question is,
but
are we gonna see Ballista?
at this point, he's still
Because
on.
if he's not,
He's still on the fight though, so he should be here.
he should be here, exactly. So the question is, it's hard to know if he's gonna be here because he's got a championship in the balance and he's currently down by 17 points. So yeah, if he's not
But
here, then NAF is very much strengthening his hold on a maiden championship here in his rookie season.
I am very happy to be here in Nürburgring. It's the first time we're racing in the Nürburgring, but not the North July, the GP
We're
layout.
not racing at the North Star. We're racing at the GT layout. Absolutely. Kendrick, you're quite accustomed to this racetrack, albeit it's the Green Hell, not this one. So, what do you think the drivers will be looking at most this weekend when it comes to at least the GT version?
Well, regardless if we're going to do the GP layout or the whole Nürburgring layout, including the Nordschleife,
Hmm.
um, this track is still known for its elevation changes. And even if you
Yes.
look at that, let's
Hmm.
give it some salvation here. Look at that. Even the main,
Yep.
the very first corner is already there's already a very
Look at that
huge,
elevation.
yeah,
The run up to turn one is going to be very interesting. Run down
right,
to turn one, rather.
right.
Um, yeah, so it's going to be very interesting to see. We do often see in real life racing a lot of incidents down into turn one. So it's going to be very interesting to see how the drivers cope with that.
Not
Another thing that makes this track really stand out is, in my opinion, this is one of the most technically demanding tracks. So what that means, I've said it before on the show, and I'll say it again, is there's a lot of different lines you can take through, especially where Scooby's going through now in the first sector. There's so many lines you can take through these corners. So it's going to be interesting to see what sort of line works best for what driver. And yeah, it's going to be interesting. And that for me is also going to be a big challenge of this racetrack, just like you said, along with the elevation changes.
yeah, and look at that. Even from this angle, look at
Yeah, look
how
at that.
low the track dips down and comes back up.
Yeah.
This is just the GP
Well,
layout. We're still not in the Nords.
yeah, no life exactly. Maybe we might be one day in the future. Who knows?
But I am really
um,
happy to see the Schumacher S corner here.
how good is it to have the Schumacher S's? It's such a beautiful corner. Is it flat in the GT? I've never driven GT around this track. Is it
I
flat
don't
with
no,
the
I don't think
GTs?
so. There's a
No,
bit
slight
of
lift again.
there's a
Mm,
bit of braking for confidence, I guess.
yeah, fair
And not to
enough. So
mention the chicane at the end of the back straight here. Well, not really
yeah,
a
the
straight, just a
chicane's
kick.
also
Yeah, it's a good addition.
yeah, correct.
I'm
Absolutely
actually
correct. So,
curious how the drivers will tackle it because you can
which one? The
chicane
chicane?
because
Hmm. As you
as it
speak, I'm pulling up a track map because my viewers should know by now. I am very bad with corner names and corner numbers. So, have the map up now. We've got 15 corners at this racetrack.
I,
Um,
I want to see how the drivers will tackle this. Will they use the inner curve or should they stick with the flatter portion of the
I personally think having a tighter line through the first part of the chicane will open up the second part, but then you could also argue that the run up to the final corner is not that big to the point where having a great exit doesn't make that big a difference. So, yeah, like I said, that's what I mean. It's a very technically demanding track. It's not all one line like we've been to in some of the previous weekends. So that's going to be very interesting to see how certain drivers choose to attack it. So, yeah, can't wait. And with that, I'm going to get ready for the voice briefing.
I will join you shortly thereafter with the other drivers.
Absolutely. I'll see you in a bit. I'm hangry.
Buy some food.
Uh, I do have a good lunch. I'll have it during F3 because F3 will start pretty soon after we're done here. So I'll have it during F3. I was
Hello,
expecting a lot
guys.
more people to race this weekend. I don't know what's happening.
So currently, you guys are now live. Hello, hello, Rogers.
Briefing is in this chat, right?
Yep.
Correct.
Okay.
And
Thanks.
I would like to point out that you guys are now live. Your voices are being broadcast to the stream.
Stream. To
Hello,
the
world.
stream. Hello,
Hello, Scoobs.
my GPDA director.
I'm actually very happy for you guys that you're going to have a much more better coverage for the race.
Told me out some more. Last weekend was very bad.
And hey, it's not a bad attempt.
Mhm. I tried. Look, I tried, but there's so much I can try. Yeah, if the ping is 2,000 ping, there's not what I can do, sadly.
I'm sitting over 250 right now.
Jeez. Yeah, I think Raven plays around that as well. So
It's not bad.
Wait,
I've been
what?
following some of the cars, so it's not
you
too
play
bad.
around in you play in the 200s as well, right, Raven? Pretty sure you
I
do.
don't know what you
One-
mean. For
Oh,
what?
ping.
Oh, yeah, I'm at 188 right now, which is a little
Yeah,
bit lower than normal.
yeah, I thought it wasn't that bad as well. All right, let's see who all are racing today. Not many people. I'd be surprised if we get more than 10.
Okay, then I get guaranteed points.
Points in the debut, not bad.
I'm
Yeah,
just
I've been
aiming for
around
points.
already.
Uh,
Torpedo into first turn. No, I'm
No,
kidding.
no, please, no.
Artito is special.
I'll
Where
start
Rogers is
briefing
here.
if people don't trust me.
G will be here. Raven. Game Zone Addy. I swear Addy forgets again. He forgot last weekend. Oh,
Oh, this is one of the penultimate races, correct? Second to the
it
last.
is the penultimate. It is the penultimate race, yeah. Title on the line, but Ballista's not here, so I think Nat can probably win the championship today at this rate. Because yeah, he's not here, and I don't know if he just lost interest or what, but oh well. It's up to
Yeah,
him.
if you keep on winning, you're gonna lose interest at some point. Look at Hamilton. He stopped winning races because he lost interest in winning races.
Yeah, but the thing is, he's still trying to get back there. He's still trying to get back to it. It's not like he just gave up. He's trying. So
He's not trying.
yeah, I don't
His
know what
team is
happened to him.
trying.
And he didn't try experimental setups last year to try and bring that car forward.
Experimental setups are experimental.
He did not. He did not try giving feedback to the team of all his years of experience to try and develop the car.
Well,
Yeah, that's why.
He
I mean,
usually
you're telling me
complains
that.
about it.
I mean, yeah. Well, of course. I mean, every driver does. Every driver does. Even Leclerc started complaining at some point.
My
So
favorite driver who always complains is Romain Grosjean.
Romain Grosjean.
Grosjean.
I am Romain Grosjean. Louis turned into me. It's that song from Spa when he took out like 5 cars and nearly decapitated Alonso.
I think Ericsson hit us.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah, that one. And, that message was playing in my head the whole time during the last lap of the Indy 500 when Ericsson was winning. I was like, Ericsson hit us.
Where is Tobelov when I need him?
I'm gonna stop this. I'm gonna stop this server because I know these drivers are never going to join if I keep the stream running or the server running.
Okay, Scoop, if Tobelov didn't join, you're the one who's going to be asked how was your week.
I think Top will miss the briefing. Top said he'll miss the briefing, so
Okay,
that's fine.
So, Scoop, how was your weekend?
Pretty bad.
This
Pretty good.
this is it's like a meme, right? Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit.
Maybe shit.
I saw that whole video yesterday. It's a 5 or 4 minute video. It is so good. It is such a good video.
It is Malakia.
Such a good video.
Too much
Yeah.
Malakia.
All right. Mr. Kendrick, back to serious matters. Who is in the server but not on voice chat right now? Cat is one of them. I know that.
Who's Navin? Maybe Navin.
I'm right here.
Nevin's it. Top's gonna miss it, so that's fine. Rogers is here. G's here. Ravens here. Nevin. Maddie.
Get away.
Bradley. Top's gonna join. Rohe said. Alex Gio. Yeah, whatever. Raj is here, so I'm gonna have to tag Raj.
Raven is not here.
No, Raven's here. You literally heard her talk like 2 minutes ago.
Really?
Dude, we're not resting.
Raj is not here.
Raj is here now. Waiting on Cat.
G is not here.
G's here.
Naf is not here.
Nath is here. Oh my god! Jake!
Hi guys, I be back.
Oh, Rogers!
Okay. Just
Hello, Rogers!
come
Hello.
back quick. I have a briefing to do.
Yes.
He sounds like
Let me know when you're back.
He literally sounds like the guy who interviewed in Abu Dhabi. Gentlemen.
Gentlemen, a short view to the past. 70 years ago, Niki Lauda. That guy would come back.
Take a trained monkey and put it in the car.
Yeah, that
sounds
one.
like him.
Will go.
Can you give Kat a 5,000 kilo penalty, a balance penalty, so she actually recognizes what's happening right now?
I can kick him. Her.
Yes, do that.
No, I shouldn't kick her because she will be banned from the server.
Put a ballast so she recognizes. Okay, she joined finally. Kat, you just saved yourself a 5,000 kilo ballast in your car falling off the face of the earth. Congratulations. All right.
Actually, you saved yourself from getting banned.
Kenjack's words, not mine, but he's a mod, so nah, he's joking. Everyone's here. I don't know if Rohe is joining, so yeah. So Ballista's not here. Hydra's not here. It's open for everybody to win today. Nap's just gonna run away at this rate. So, oh well. All right, guys, back. Welcome back for round 9. I actually remember the round number because it's a penultimate
why
race.
are you still not sure?
I
You
I
sounded
literally said round
uncertain.
9. I literally said round 9 within a split second. I was on it this time. Yeah. So round 9 penultimate race. Championship on the line, obviously. There's a few drivers still in the championship hunt, namely the top 4. Having said that, any questions from last weekend at Singapore?
Yes, I do.
Quite a few. Yes.
What happened with
What's
the
up?
broadcast?
I knew he was gonna say. Well, what happened was I had 2,000 ping when I was streaming, when I normally have only
Ooh.
20 ping. So that's why everybody was falling off of the face of the earth. So there's only so much I can do. And since this is your job, you are now back to doing it. You're welcome.
Yay! Give it a round of applause, guys.
And you got a 24-inch monitor. Well done.
Yeah.
All right. Is it 20? No. No. How much you get? 28?
30.
Oh, wow. So he's got a big boy.
A wide
Ultra.
30.
He got a thick boy. Thick boy.
He's
That's a
Um,
thick
wide boy, not thick.
He like his
a
big
white boy.
spoon and he cannot lie.
The white boy doesn't sound as good as thick boy, you know? So, or should I
Why-
just say thick, you know? THI triple C.
CCC. Yeah.
CCC,
Yeah.
yes. Yep. No questions from Singapore?
Nope.
Few
I
incidents.
don't, but I do have an intro.
What?
As the other guys formerly know, that I have been handling the broadcast for quite a while now, and I'm glad to be back. And I would like to say once again that we are 77 kilometers away from ground zero, where I started doing the broadcast for you guys.
Yeah. He's away from home.
Oh,
He's streaming. He's doing pretty well to try and give us a stream. Given everything that's happening. So yeah, because I know a lot of people actually look forward to these streams. So no, thanks for that.
actually, I
With
want to
regards to Nürburgring, since no one has any questions from Singapore, what I noticed a lot in
Hold on,
Singapore was
Someone is
Yeah?
talking.
Sorry, yeah, that's me. I was gonna suggest for like Singapore and all the street circuits with the penalties. I think
Mhm.
I
Yeah,
like to suggest
I know.
what's called
Mhm.
the pit lane penalty app. I've
Yep.
seen it in use, and it seems to be a bit less punishing than having drivers slow to 35 on the track instead.
Yeah, I think Kat was mentioning something about custom penalties and removing the normal penalties. Scooby, you said you're working on a custom solution, right, for track penalties?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Oh, okay.
Scooby can work that out. He's smarty pants. That's why I've got a whole team behind me. I don't know anything about that.
Then I've got no further questions.
Have you
Thanks.
seen have you guys ever seen Enzo Ferrari just sitting there doing nothing in the desk while everybody else does all the work? That's me. Pretty much everyone else is doing all the stuff. I'm just sitting there doing nothing. I'm only joking. I do a bit. Okay, back to Nürburgring. Turn 1 is going to be a big one. Downhill braking, so the brakes will not be as effective. So I'm expecting a bit of stuff at turn 1. There's also a lot of lines you can take. The biggest thing is just make sure, because like I said, you're braking downhill, so you will obviously slow down a lot slower because you have gravity behind you. You also have to remember that the apex of turn 1 starts sort of squeezing. So try to keep that in mind as well, because likely you guys can be 3, even 4 wide going into turn 1. So make sure you have your radar on. Apart from that, the rest of it's a Kunos track, so there's not really much to cover. Be careful into the chicane before the last corner, because I feel like with the chicane for GT, it's not really an overtaking spot. You can, but it's not a very big braking zone compared to the normal chicane that Formula One used to use. So keep an eye out for that as well. Apart from that, there's not much else to say. Like, unless you guys have any questions, I'm happy for you guys to just leave and do your thing. Anything? 5 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 1 Mississippi. All right. Class dismissed. Off you guys go. Have fun. Quickest voice brief. See ya.
Good luck, guys.
Thanks, YouTube.
And we're back with the quickest voice briefing in human history.
That is true. And hey, broadcast time, huh?
Yes, much better than last time, that's for sure. I can actually enjoy and commentate. Oh God! So that's like
I'll tell you what though, I'm actually enjoying doing this, doing the
it's a
broadcast.
great thing to do. No, it's a great thing to do, and it's great to look forward to this every weekend.
It makes me feel like I matter.
Don't say that. You always matter. Yeah, you give people roles.
True.
You know,
People roll.
the role message that I send now is the role message you used to send. What the one that you came up with? Now I just Control C, Control V it and change the name.
Right? Yeah, it's easy. It's like being automated. Hey, we are finally back. Yes, 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 yes. So at the moment, we're currently seeing Raven going through the Vito chicane. Going through the last corner. Once again back in the main straight, flipping a bit on the grass, but yep. It's like a good drive from him.
Yep, and reminding our viewers that Tobolope will be here shortly.
Cool.
So,
Listen to
is
that
it just me?
growl.
For me, I'm getting very bad FPS for some reason. Hang on.
Oh, by the way, I limited your FPS on the stream because I'm going to need it more to be into. I don't have much internet speed to play around with, so I gave it all to the stream instead.
Stand by.
I can put it to 60 FPS. I think I'll try that.
Try that. I don't care about the quality. It's more the FPS I need. Is yeah.
Now you have 60.
You know, watching that stream in 30 FPS just makes me wonder how the hell did I play with 30 and 20 FPS back in the day? Because now it just feels so much smoother.
You're not used to it. You're not used to having good FPS back then, so it's quite acceptable
now
for you. But
now
you
I'm
have
spoiled.
it now. Yeah, you're spoiled now.
Now I'm spoiled. So here we are. Now that looks a lot better. So Raj, important reminder, viewers, Raj and Scooby are in a hell of a battle for the final spot for Pro, aren't they? They're separated by how many points? I think Raj currently has the upper hand by less than 10 points. Let me have a look. So Raj is currently 7 points ahead of Scooby.
Not that much.
Imagine.
Ask me. Not that much.
And do you remember when Raj beat Scooby at Spa by doing the crisscross on the final corner on the last lap?
Do. I've always known Raj to be one hell of a strong driver. The last corner and in the last lap of the race.
Yeah, especially against Scooby.
You've done it once. You've done it twice. Maybe you'd be lucky again in the Nürburgring.
It's like when Roger Federer. It's like when Novak Djokovic saved 2 championship points against when Novak Djokovic saved 2 match points against Roger Federer, not once but twice. Once in the U.S. Open, once at Wimbledon. Same way how Raj.
Gonna lie, these two are like friend enemies on the track.
They really are. Regardless of what race it is, what season it is, you can bet your bottom dollar that they will be together on the racetrack at some point.
Yeah, but at least they're really careful with running with each other.
Yeah, Raj there, just really, just. I mean, if you want to press, if there's one time you want to practice the limits, it's during qualifying, is a practice court, isn't it? So,
yeah, the final practice now.
Absolutely. With less than 5 minutes to go, Nap now starting to flex his muscles.
Yeah, so it's not quite a huge gap if you ask me.
No, but he's still ahead by a tenth and a half. So Slushy was fastest up until that point, so Nap has finally arrived on the scene. And having a look at the championship now, currently, the championship, if Ballista's not here, Naf has to outscore Tobolo by. I'm trying to work quick maths here.
Slightly
So-
for Naf there.
Yeah, so Naf is ahead of Tobolo by
my goodness
21
me, he lost it
points.
on the brakes.
Oh, they are, and massive damage to his car.
Yeah,
Thankfully, it's a sim, and you don't have to spend time repairing it. Hey,
exactly. That is the beauty of the sim. And he's
um,
reversing.
he's doing his best Lightning McQueen impression, isn't he? Naf?
True, yeah.
So currently the championship is headed by Naf, with Ballista not here today so far. Naf will be ahead of the championship by 29 points ahead of Tobolo, and he will be 28 points. Question, is that 28 points?
Yeah, but how are we looking at the standings overall at the moment?
So currently Naf is leading the championship on 215 points. Ballista's second with 198. He's not here today. So really, I'm looking at Tobolo. Tobolo is on 186. So the championship points between Tobolo and Naf is 29 points. And then the gap behind the Slushy Cat is 38 points. So Naf needs to be 50 points ahead of his next closest rival to win the championship today, which would mean that he would have to outscore Ballista by 33 points, which is very doable considering he's not here and there's only 10 cars starting today. He has to outscore Tobolo by 21 points, which is a lot harder because Tobolo is known to be a very consistent driver, and he has to outscore Slushy by 12 points.
Wow.
So regardless of how you look at it, things are looking very good for him.
Very. It's starting. We only have 2 more races, actually 4 more races. 2 more tracks. This one and
where
the
are we
next
going?
one.
The next one's going to be a big curveball, isn't it?
It
Sepang.
will be, yeah. Sepang, oh my god. This is like retro
That's
Formula
gonna-
1. That
Yeah.
championship deciding at Sepang. Oh god, I miss Formula 1 racing in Sepang. And as well as MotoGP. It's a very beautiful track if you ask me. It's one of those good tracks that Herman Tilke has done. What are your thoughts about it?
Which track?
Sepang.
Sepang's a great track.
Yeah,
I feel
thought-
like Sepang. Yeah?
I told the viewers that it's one of the greater tracks that Herman Tilke has constructed.
Yes, and I also think Sepang might be the best purpose-built facility in Asia for racetracks.
Ooh.
Singapore's not a purpose-built facility. Indonesia's got Mandalika, which is still quite fresh in the grass, and it's only for MotoGP. Thailand has Buriram, also only for MotoGP. India's got the Bud International Circuit.
They have China, Shanghai circuit.
Shanghai, but I feel like Shanghai is also the way I see. If you think about the track layout between Shanghai and Sepang, they're quite similar, don't you think? When you look at the track map, I remember when I
Yes,
first
it's
started.
like a bigger version of Sepang.
Correct, and also there's a lot more
straight.
tire wear. There's also a lot more tire wear because the first corner is very long at China. China was one of the potential races this season, but we chose to do Sepang instead.
Yes.
So, Sepang should be a good race and very wide corners. And do you know the corner before the back straight, the blind right-hander? That's going to be a tough one next weekend.
Okay, now it just crossed my mind right now, but oh shit, no, sorry. I thought Fuji was okay. Well, was it the Tilke circuit? Fuji?
I don't think Fuji is a Tilke circuit. Oh, I take Kenjak. I take it back. Best purpose-built facilities, not Sepang, it's Suzuka. Come on,
Oh
now, Adam.
yes, oh yeah. How can we forget? How can we forget?
I was about to have some very angry Japanese people behind me if I did not make that statement very quick.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I love Suzuka. It's a very old track. Been proven by many championships. Regardless if it's the Super GP or the Super Formula or the Formula 1, the other Formula groups. It's a very, very nice facility to be in. But Nat said in the live chat at the moment that the best purpose-built facility in Southeast Asia is Sepang.
You reckon?
I would like to believe
I
so,
mean,
yeah.
Sepang and
And it's a proven testing ground for Formula cars and MotoGP as well.
yeah, MotoGP tester a lot. I feel like if you're looking at a track from a pure driver's perspective, nothing comes close to Suzuka anywhere around the world. As Slushy goes around there, just before the oh, she saved it. Good on her. What was I saying? Yeah, if you're looking at it from a pure driving perspective, a driver's track, I don't think any track in the world compares to Suzuka. But if you're looking at it from a racing perspective, you can argue that in the past decade or so, we haven't had that many good races at Suzuka. But when was the last time we had a boring race at Sepang?
I never really thought about that. I don't think we didn't have any. Well, except for except for 2008, where it rained really heavily, and we've known Kimi Räikkönen enjoying an ice cream. And
2009.
Was it 2009? Okay, sorry.
Yes, correct. 2009. Yeah, the one that got rained out. 2017 was good. Yes.
How can we forget about Felipe Massa being angry about the white visor?
Yeah, Felipe, baby, stay cool, cool. We'll bring you the visor. So as free practice ends and we start to head into qualifying, the Ferrari of Raj is starting to get into the 54 trees. Slushy on the chat earlier said that she's looking at a 54.2 as her ideal lap. So if she can hook it all together, that would be a potential pole position for her, but we don't know what the rest are capable of just yet.
Speaking of the Ferrari, what happened with qualifying yesterday in Formula 1?
Yeah.
It was an early exit for Charles.
Well, they were talking, the rumor is around the paddock that Leclerc wants to start the race on fresh softs, and that should give him an advantage in the first stint against the Red Bull, who've got a very quick race car.
So they're trying to watch the race later night.
Yeah. So basically what Ferrari are trying to do is they want to get a very good start, try and jump Max, if possible, on the fresh softs, and then use their straight line advantage to keep Max at bay. So that's the strategy right now. Whether that's going to come into fruition, we'll see in about 8 hours' time. Yeah, but before that, we've got Formula 3 as well. After the stream here, we've got Formula 2. We've got the main event with Formula 1. We've got IndyCar. We've got NASCAR. We've got United versus Liverpool. Basically, it's the whole shebang today.
There's a lot going on.
And speaking of a lot going on, qualifying is now underway.
Yep. Who was the guy who... Okay, Nap first.
Yep, we'll stay on board with the championship elect here this evening, morning, wherever you are this afternoon. Here he is, Naf, the drive from Brunei. Can't believe I'm saying this, but we are looking at a potential second season in a row where Ballista is not going to win the championship.
Exactly, and totally hits hard when we know that Ballista is not the one who's going to run for the championship.
No, he's Ballista is obviously not here. Wish him the best. He's currently doing a lot of ACC, which the league that Polka is running, Sato as well. So yeah, best of luck to them. But for now, we focus on the Assetto Corsa, which is what we do best. And currently, like I said, we're on board with the championship elect as he gets ready to go up to Schumacher SS for the first time in this qualifying session. Not at full speed, but next time around, yep, it's going to be a lot more intense than that. So what are we looking at? What do you think, Jake? Who's going to get pole position? Because at the moment, there's 3 or 4 drivers. Yeah, but Slushy looks to have very good pace this weekend. Raj also seems to have very good pace this weekend. Nap, I mean, like you said, it's a given lock with him at the moment. So you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, but as we say that, you know that this is racing. Anything can happen.
Anything can happen. I would like to remind our viewers to lap 1 at Singapore last weekend. The whole championship turned on its... Yeah, Raven's going to have a very good reference with Nap right in front of her. Because as we know, Nap is arguably the fastest driver on the grid right now. So as we go down to turn 1 with Nap as he breaks around the 100-meter board. Downhill braking, obviously, so you're going to have to brake a lot more than expected. As you see the track sort of like tightens in, and then as he leads it into turn number 2, as we've got the Mercedes arena that's to the right-hand side approaching now. If we go into turn number 3, just want to hug the car to the inside as much as possible and really open up this corner in turn number 4 and use all the exit as possible to try and get the most highest exit speed possible. Now we go into turn 5 and 6, and I really love this track because it is so fast, especially in a Formula car. You really just throw it in. You let the car drift out to the right-hand side and have a really shallow turn in for turn number 6, as now you start to eye up turn number 7. Now this is one of the corners as well. You can take a lot of different lines, and you can take a very wide apex, you can hug the apex. Let's see what Naf does. I think Naf is going to take the double apex approach into this corner, and he does, which is a very early turn in and a squared off towards the exit once again. And now we approach the Schumacher SS, a brilliant track. You want to maximize the entry and exit as much as possible through here. You can try and keep your minimum speed as high as possible as we now approach turn number 10. And turn number 10 is very important because the run you get out of here sets you up for turn number 11, which is a very long back straight here, as Naf brings it over to the right hand side and he gets a brilliant exit as we now approach towards the NGK chicane. So pretty much the end of the lap now. Try and take a line of least resistance there to try and scrub off as little speed as possible as we now approach the NGK chicane. Very fast chicane here. Clip the left hand side back to the right hand side. Bring the car over to the left hand side on the curb. I used that second grid box just before the turn in as a braking point. Bring the car. Big snap there. Big snap there, but that's a lap around Nürburgring and 54.3. Yep, and I would say he's got about a 10 to 2 in that lap yet, especially with that moment he had. So yeah, Naf laying down the marker.
Sorry about that.
So here we've got Raj now in the Ferrari, and like I said, keep an eye out for Raj and Scooby today. They're gonna have a pretty good battle for the last pro spot today, and at the moment it seems as though Raj has the pace, but I kid how impressive is Scooby. Imagine if he can rack up a pro spot with a M3, that would be incredible for him. So as Raj now approaches turn number 5, I'd like to say. Currently second right now, 6 tenths behind, 2 tenths ahead of his rival behind, Slushy Cat. Yeah, and I think he's got Rogers in front of him. So Rogers is back, and after a race ban, Kendrick, what do you think?
Say again?
Rogers is back after a race ban.
He did get a race ban, didn't he?
Yeah, so that's why Rogers was not here. So the Swiss Minister of Defense, as I like to call him now, is back. Is he Swiss or is he Thai? What should we call him?
He's how did you know he's Thai? Is he currently residing in Thailand?
I believe he's Thai by birth, and I believe he resides in Switzerland.
Oh.
So, hey, how about this? We're at the Nürburgring, the home of Mercedes. Why don't we call him the Mercedes Minister of Defense? Also got the Mercedes Arena. Yeah, but I mean, can Raven make that SLS like a London bus down the straight in terms of the width?
Maybe not. We know for sure that Raven is. At this point, I would confidently call her seasoned veteran by now.
Yeah, she is. Currently, we need to talk about someone. Yeah, absolutely. We need to talk about someone. We've got a debut driver this weekend, and his name's Navin from Canada. Currently in the top 10, currently 2 seconds off the pace. He resides from Canada, like I said, currently 2 a.m. there. So he's done quite well for himself to be up at that hour and be league racing.
Oh yeah, so we're hoping to see the Artito special to be pointed out to him.
We don't talk about that. Anyways, currently 3 minutes to go in qualifying. Obviously, the leaderboard says practice. Think of it as qualifying practice. Naf currently ahead with a 54.3. Tobolo in second place. Not bad for the Norwegian driver. After missing the bulk of practice earlier today and just showing up after the voice briefing, yeah, Tobolo is back and he's currently on the front row. And that can be big because he still has an outside chance in the championship, Kenjik.
Yeah,
there he is.
And I'm actually expecting him to be to be in that top 3 spots of the championship. And
Well, with Ballista gone,
yeah, exactly.
with Ballista not here,
This guy just doesn't know how to crack under pressure, does he?
I say it all the time, I'll say it again on stream. He's got so much experience. Cracking him under pressure is going to be very difficult, Kenjake. So
He's a very hard shell.
yeah, he doesn't just do hourly. He does tons of League on Assetto Corsa. He does a lot of iRacing. He's done a lot of IRL racing. Yeah.
Oh,
And
just a bit of grass. Just going a bit of the lawn.
the battle between Slushy Cat and Tobolo very much reminds me of the rookie versus the veteran when I think of their championship fight so far. As Tobolo improved his time with a 54.7, I would say Kenjake there's at least 2 or 3 tenths there yet.
There's still potential for Tobolo to go faster.
So anyone who's approaching the start finish line now is going to begin their final qualifying lap. So Tobolo, if he's got fuel in the car, he can go for 2 more laps. But anyone who crosses the line now will only get 1 more flying lap. So
one comment to Tobolo here. He is actually well known to this circuit, and he's actually running a school here.
he is as well.
Racing
Correct.
clinic,
So
correct, right?
correct. Yeah, he's got a driver coaching server here. So rightly pointed out there, Kenjake. So currently, next down the road is Rogers at the moment, and then you've got Raven and Slushy Cat. Raven and Slushy Cat had a bit of an altercation last weekend. Obviously quite civil, but yeah, that now with Ballista gone, Kenjake, the points that Slushy lost in race 1, how critical would that be? Because we were potentially looking at a rookie championship contender, and she still has an outside chance yet, but she gave up at least 10 or 12 points in the last race, and that would have put her level with Tobolo, who has a very much an outside chance at this championship. Because we know that with Nap's connection, he's had the connection issues he's had in the past few weekends. It can't strike any time, and all of a sudden, you've got to be there to capitalize if that happens.
You've got to be. I don't have any comment to say with Flushing Cat's championship contention here. But I don't want to jinx it for her, but she actually genuinely impressed me with her overall pace, especially being on a controller. Like, look at the time that she set compared to Scooby, which is also using a controller.
Very impressive.
Yeah,
but let's not forget, Scooby is in a M3.
Yeah, that is.
Basically, Slushy goes wide. All right, let's take things a bit more seriously now. We've got 10 seconds left in the session. Slushy Cat will miss her flying lap. Will Nap get in 1 more lap? Yes, so he begins his final lap. Nope, he's gone back in the pits. No one else is really improving on the track at the moment. If we go on board with Raj, he's in the pits as well. Slushy Cat obviously will miss the checkered flag. G is currently a second behind. Here he is. The Australian driver also going. Scooby, I assume, is still on the track. Let's see what he can do.
Cross right about now and improves by
and he goes
5th place.
Yep, 5th place for the sole M3 driver, and just 2 spots behind his main championship rival, as here is the leading Mercedes of Raven, hoping for a much better outing this time around.
So
and then there's Rogers.
2 Mercedes drivers who's still running out there, still trying to improve.
Correct, so it's the 2 Mercedes out there, but it's going to take quite a bit of a lap time from them to challenge the top 5, but never say never in this sport. And here is Raven with swords at the moment. Looked like a pretty good exit, but she's a 10th down on her previous lap at the moment. So let's stay on board with this viewpoint so we can see what her lap time is looking at the moment. She chooses to take a bit of a wider turn, and if you notice with Nap Kenjake, you saw that he was taking a double apex. You see the different lines I was talking about earlier? That's what makes this track a very technical track.
Yeah, and
so,
I think it plays around also with the car as well. We know that this Mercedes-Benz is a boat on the corners.
But look at the time she's gained back through there. She can very much improve her lap time if she can hold it together. Bit of a snap there. She's now falling a 10th behind her Delta as she goes into the Ballstein curve and now down to the back straight, eyeing up the chicane. So she's very much level. She's now gaining a chunk of time. She's wringing the neck of that Mercedes, isn't she? Trying to get every single performance out of that Mercedes. She's a 10th and a half up at the moment. That would put her ahead of G. And that's a lot of curve. She's 2 tenths out. This should put her ahead of G. If she can get a brilliant corner here, she can potentially leapfrog or challenge Scooby. Squirmy exit there. Across the line for Raven in the Mercedes, and she will go.
She's stayed. She stayed
Wow.
in 7th place.
That's strange. She was improving by a 10. So on G's behalf. Well, good on him to stay in 6th place, but that's qualifying. Naf on pole position.
True. And we're really close to have this race now, and I'm really quite excited to watch them race here.
Absolutely, the Nürburgring. Have we raced in the Nürburgring before in Artito?
We never did.
No. Got 11 drivers today. Pretty decent turnout. Was generally I like to get around 15 drivers, but obviously with a lot of our regulars missing today, we can't have 15. But we've got 11. We might do. And what I can tell you is all those 11 drivers out there are quality drivers, especially the top 6, top 7 actually.
Yeah.
Navin's done quite well, the rookie, to be up in 8th place ahead of Brad M. Rogers in 9th. So here we go, Kenjay.
Yep.
How are we feeling about this race?
Brace yourself. That's my only comment. Brace yourself.
Oh my god, haven't seen that.
No one's gonna be a horrid affair, I believe.
Yep. As we're 45 seconds away from the start, so you shouldn't be expecting to see the cars on the grid. There it is. Is that your Z4 in the pits? It is, okay. I was wondering why there's one car just sitting there in the pit lane. So there they are, Kenjay. And how good does that look? Seeing their cars on the starting grid at Nürburgring, one of the best racetracks out there.
This is
So
quite a good view. And I'm
look
not
at those.
gonna lie, I'm quite excited for them to. What will happen?
What will happen at turn 1? What will happen at turn 1? Championship in the balance. Championship elect Naf on pole position. He can be champion today. It is match point here at Nürburgring for the penultimate race of season 5. Top 11 Slushy Cat will have to pull out all the stops to stop the Brunei driver as it's lights out and away we go at the Nürburgring. Naf seems to have got a very good start. He should maintain his lead going into turn number 1. Top 11 had a bit of wheel spin there. Rogers going away there a bit slowly, so it's going to be.
Oh, here we go, boys. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
Top seems to be alongside going into turn 1. Is he gonna potentially take the lead? He is. Topolov's in the lead.
Oh, hang on, there's
But Naf's gonna fight back onto the inside, going into him. Yep, they're going to the inside and for Naf going into the Mercedes arena. Topolov will try to do the switchback, I think, but I think Naf should have that cover. Topolov's gonna have to be careful. He's gonna have Raj on hot in his heels. He's gonna have a break. Yeah, he had a pretty compromised exit there. Topolov Raj was right on his heels to capitalize, but Naf seems to have got the start he wanted. I thought Naf would very comfortably maintain the lead over Topolov, but it seems as though the second stage of the start for Naf was very good. Topolov now, all the drivers now start to settle into a rhythm as we see G and Raven side by side. Seems as though Raven's got ahead of G, and Raven was forwards up into 7. Scooby as G's dropped down to 8. Oh, Raven's had a bit of an off. She's gone all the way tumbling down the pack, so not ideal. As Navin, the rookie, is up in 5th place.
Wow.
Welcome to Artito, Navin. Yep, and he's got one of the seasoned veterans, G, on the inside. Great move there from G, the Australian driver, showing to the rookie this is how it's done. G's up into the top 5. Naf is currently. Yeah. As Tomilov at the moment out front is keeping Naf honest, and Kenjek, I'd like to remind you, based on previous races apart from Singapore, Naf always seems to have a bit of a slower race pace compared to his qualifying pace. I would like to remind you back to Spa, the main one, but Tomilov ended up winning that race, I believe. So is that going to give Tomilov a bit of confidence? We shall find out. But end of lap 1, 3/10 of a second. Yep, 3/10 of a second currently the gap. Raj currently 8/10 ahead, 8/10 behind the Tomolo as Scooby's down in 9th. So the battle.
Move on Rogers, and there he goes.
Oh, he's gonna miss the break. Oh my God! I thought Brad M was gonna miss his breaking point there, but Brad did very well to. Scooby! Scooby goes for deep. No, I don't think he's gonna get his nose far enough alongside Rogers. You know, no.
There we go.
You don't put your nose on the inside of Rogers and expect to come out alive without a fight. Especially in that SLS. But now Scooby's trying to line up. He's going to have to be a brave man to go down the inside. You can see Rogers already shutting down the gap. Here he goes down the inside. Rogers leaves the space. Scooby gets on the curb there. He's going to try and hang it around the outside. Bit bit of contact there. Well, surprised to see Scooby try and hang it around down the outside there. So, yeah, Scooby has to settle in currently behind 7th as the race starts to take shape. Brad M now trying to line up a move. Yeah, Brad M trying to size up a move.
Wow.
Correct. Brad M trying to size up a move. He's changed his name. He's going to have the outside, but Scooby's going to... Oh my god, they're not going to go side by side to the Schumacher S's. Yeah,
Somebody
also.
has to yield there.
Yeah, there's no way you're getting 2 GT cars there side by side.
A lot of grass on the inside.
But like I said, the battle for the final pro spot, not going good at the moment for Scooby, is it? He's already behind the championship, and with Raj there up in 3rd place.
Exactly.
Not looking good.
He has to do something right about now at this point.
Long way to go, yeah. Long way to go. Long way to go still. So currently, with Tobolo currently 2nd place, Nat is going to gain potentially 7 points on... I'm going to run the numbers, Kenjay, and see how that looks in terms of the championship. Like I said, it's a very outside chance that Nat wins the championship today. But currently the championship gap between the two of them is 29 points. With a win here, that 29 points, 36. Yep, Scooby follows. Scooby's gonna try and hang it around down the inside maybe.
The inside, and Rogers opens up a
Rogers
lot of
will-
gap.
Yeah, I think Rogers was trying
I
to...
guess.
No, I think Rogers was trying to do the switchback. Didn't quite work out. Scooby's up into 7th, and he now sets up the rookie Navin Arch.
Oh, he's still running the slide.
Yeah, he's really...
But there we go. He saves it.
Yeah. He's turning an M3 into a proper drift car this afternoon, isn't he?
It does look like a drift car as well.
Yeah. So, Tobolov out front, while we're watching the closest battle out on track, Nat is being kept quite honest with Tobolov out front, 0.8 of a second.
Yeah,
But we've got...
They're putting away 911 now.
Yeah, we've got two Mercedes and 2 BMWs in this fight at a German track. Who do you think the fans have got? Yeah, I thought Rogers really missed his braking forward. Yeah, like I said, we've got 2 Mercedes and 2 BMs at a German track. I wonder who the crowd favourites are around here. We've got a Mercedes arena. We don't have a BMW arena yet around this racetrack.
You have a BMW banner in the main stage.
That is true. So, I guess the only thing missing is Audi.
Yeah. I don't think Audi is running in GT3s anymore.
Yeah, they stopped running in the GT3s back in the
correct?
Correct, I believe they are still. So, Nat now starting to slowly extend his gap. So going back to the championship, so the gap between between Nat and Tobolo will be 36 points as things stand. So Nat would have to outscore Tobolo by around 14 points in the next race. I believe Nat would have the tiebreaker with most wins. Because I think Tobolo's won 1 race or 2 races. I know Nat has won at least 4.
Oh my goodness me, Martin's outbroke himself, but fortunately he didn't collect Raven in the process.
Yep.
And as we go into lap 4 now, Raven is currently battling with Rogers, really, really close there. Really tight action happening, going on with the 2 Mercedes as they try to gain positions from one another. Rogers,
Raven.
So go ahead.
It's Mercedes versus Mercedes here at the Nürburgring, isn't it?
Yeah. Why don't we talk about as I said, that Rogers broke himself in that bit of grab on the edge.
Correct. So while we're looking at Kendrick's Discord on broadcast for me and myself, I have no idea what I'm looking at.
Sorry, I have to turn up the mic volume a bit for me. It's a bit quietly.
There we go.
We're
Back on the stream.
Sorry about that.
Raven is going to try and pass Rogers in equal machinery, and we know that's not going to be easy. We know.
They're both.
Raven's taking a lot of curb around this track, especially the chicane.
Oh, well, there's a ton of slide on the exit as well.
Yeah, a lot
Fancy with the gas
of.
pedal.
Yeah, but look who's hot in their heels now. Brad M has arrived onto the scene after that little moment she had. Raven will go defensively going to turn the ball. Brad M hanging around the outside. I believe he will have a better chance. I believe he'll have a higher chance maybe doing the pitchback, but Brad M hangs it around the outside and the
And takes the
Singaporean
inside of the
driver
next
is
corner.
through.
Wow.
Correct. He's lucky that Raven is not someone who's known to squeeze drivers off track, because I can guarantee you most other drivers would have hung him out to dry, but Brad M up into ninth.
Yeah, that is true. And yet still Raven is hanging on to 1 point at the moment.
And as we speak, can we go on board with Raj? Look at the gap between Raj and Tobolov, only half a second. And why that's big is currently, like I said, the championship battle is 36 points in favor of NAF. If Raj can put the move here on Tobolov, that 36 points becomes 39, and then NAF will only need 11 points to seal the championship. So, wow.
Yeah,
All to play for here.
There's a lot to play for, and NAF is making a huge gap at the moment, doing 1.5.
Saw that dummy from Raj there? I love a good dummy.
Raj
Trying to settle.
one of those people who's really good at selling those dummies.
He really is. Yeah, we've got a Ferrari train here with 4 Ferraris line astern with a bit of a gap between Raj. But yeah, Ferrari 2, 3, 4, and 5. But I'm pretty sure the Germans here have come to see a BMW win, haven't they? And Ferrari.
As things stand, it looks like so, but again, as I said, we don't know, and we don't want to give the jinx to these drivers.
I've had enough of giving jinxes to drivers this season.
Exactly, same.
I've had enough. Especially to our own kindred Garlic.
Yeah.
Wish you the best, kindred. We miss you.
We miss you as well.
As we're now approaching lap 6. 8 laps to go at the moment, I believe, including this one. 7 to go at the end of this one. And Raj now trying to size up a move. Where do you think is his best shot? Is at the moment what Raj would really try to do. He seems to have comfortably the pace over Tobolov. He can do 2 things. He can try and rush a mover here on Tobolov, thinking that he may have the pace to try and pass Nap out front, or he can take his time and try and assess where Tobolov is stronger or weaker compared to him, because we know Tobolov is not an easy driver to pass. Case in point, Hydro last weekend in race 2.
That is true. That is very true. Not only Hydro, it's been proven multiple times in the
Spa as well.
Championship.
I believe Spa as well. He put up a pretty good defensive clinic at times there for that race. So, yeah. Scooby seems to have dropped down the order. I wonder if the M3... Can we go on board with Scooby? What's happened to Scooby? Let's go strictly on board. He's losing a lot of positions. He's gone down to 10th.
Wow.
Scooby's had rotten luck this season, hasn't he?
That is true. That entry is a very, very what would you call it? A foreign call from him.
It's a bit, yeah. He tried the M3, and it's not worked out for him so far. Can we go back on board with Raj, please? Because we're now 4/10 of a second behind.
What he basically told us is he used the M3 just to try out new things, and a bit of a handicap for him because he knows he's going to be he's already sure driving with the Mercedes-Benz. We've known him before, but
yeah,
tried new things, didn't really work out for him. It's like Valentino going to Ducati in 2011.
Ducati. Yeah. Not worked out well for him. And the M3 is quite a hard car to get right. I would say the Mercedes would be a lot better choice for drivers to try and have a better chance of working with it because of the insane straight line speed that car has. But
Raven moves up position, goes 8th place, and takes Scooby.
Good recovery, because if you remember, yeah.
I think Martin's there, or Brad M rather, as we know him formerly. Made a mistake.
Had a bit of a moment.
Yeah, exactly.
Hold that thought. Battle starting to heat up out front. We're going to have 3 cars within about a second and a half for this fight. And Slushy Cat will slowly start to close in as well, as we think Tobolov is starting to slowly struggle. But as I say that, Naf is also... I think these 4 have very equal pace at the moment up front. Look at the gap. It stayed pretty constant from about lap 2, lap 3 to about now.
Yeah, exactly. And at the moment, the battle between Tobolov and Raj has been stabilizing. And Hogas, actually, I think, is putting a bit the hammer down there. So, starting to pull away maybe. The big question
I just got a message from the fellow Cerverona. as well that he's watching the race on his TV this afternoon. So hello, Rage, if you're listening to us, or as Big Daddy, as we like to call him, of Artito. Yeah, great for you too. Yes.
It must be really nice watching it from the TV as well.
Absolutely. I mean, we're all enjoying ourselves, aren't we? We're all enjoying ourselves here this evening, as it's a great evening, great day of racing. We've got the Formula One season opener, which we'll be streaming here on Artito later today. Ken Jake, what a day of racing, eh?
Yeah, what a day
Racing
for
season.
racing. Yeah, as well as the matches that we're going to watch again.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be so good. And
Might be a
Hold that
might be
thought.
a small party. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, hold that thought for a second, because Raven now is starting to close in on Rogers, because this battle stagnated for a bit. Why don't we go on board with the German, with the two, not the German, the American driver in the German car. And I'm pretty sure each of them will want to be the leading Mercedes at the Nürburgring. Rogers once again
they're
making
back
that
at it.
car. Yep, once again making that car as wide as a London bus. Raven will have to. She's gonna have to get her elbows out. We know Raven is a very clean racer.
He's very famous.
I had a conversation with Raven after last weekend's race, asking her what happened with the slushy cat incident, because we saw the aftermath of it when the two cars were already so close there. And I asked Raven what happened in that incident. She said her foot slipped off the brake. It was an honest mistake from her. She couldn't do much, so that's why that incident with slushy happened. So apart from that, we know Raven is a very clean racer. So, but like I said, she's gonna have to get her elbows out if she wants to challenge Rogers.
Yeah, at this point of the race.
Oh, Rogers had a bad exit there. I think he got on the grass there ever so slightly, and he's gonna really
Going
compromise.
into the hairpin now, and
Yeah, Rogers has gone defensive there.
there.
Yeah, I think someone just texted me. Mrs. texted me saying that your volume is really turned down, so you can turn yourself up a bit. That'd be great on the stream. As you try and figure that out, and I can't see the action. That's better. Can we go back to the action? Because I swear Raven is right there. Yep. As you see, Rogers is
They're really close now to each other, and then what will we see on the outcome? Leading up to the chicane, but here we go.
Here we go, Rogers. I mean, like I said, the chicane is not an overtaking spot. It's not as big a braking zone as a normal, but Raven will try to go.
There's a lot of movement going on.
You would have to be a brave man or woman to go around the outside of Rogers and dash chicane. I'll tell you that now, Ken Jake.
Maybe the last corner, maybe. Oh, there's a stop there. Oh, that's it.
Beautiful.
Oh, my goodness.
It's a Mercedes Civil War. It's not happening, Raven. When I said
gonna be a huge stop for later, but here we go, and I think Raven managed to save herself from that incident.
when I said Raven needs to get her elbows out, she really did get her elbows out there, didn't she?
I never thought about that.
Let's go on board with Tobolov. While all that's been happening, look at the gap. It's closed down to a second. Tobolov, the Norwegian driver, starting to smell blood here in the dying laps of race 1 here and round 9 in the penultimate race. Nav currently holding the advantage, but Tobolov is slowly watching his championship campaign this season as well, starting to slip away. I wonder if that's motivating him. I wonder if that's driving him. He's trying to get back up to Nav. Remember, it'll be a 14-point swing in terms of the championship if Tobolov can get up there and pass Nav. But like we said before, we'll say it again. Catching is one thing, Ken Jake, in racing. Passing is a whole different ballgame.
Exactly. You've told us that multiple times. You've already beaten us up to our head.
Yep, and my goodness me, what a fight. Like I said, Tobolov, he's going to have to get his elbows out, because let me just check the championship really quick, Ken Jake, while you take care of things, because I believe Tobolov... Yeah, I'm going to keep the championship table up, because this is so much happening at the moment on the championship.
I
Yeah,
think it's
Tobolov
going
is...
to go down to the wire now.
Yeah, 29 points currently, the gap between Tobolov and Naf. If Naf wins this race, it's going to be 36 points. If Tobolov wins this race, that 26-point gap becomes 19 with 3 races still going to reverse grid race. That's what I mean. There is so much hanging in the balance. And with 4 laps to go, Ken Jake, it's game on.
It's game on indeed. It's only 1 second
Look at that,
gap
look at
between all
that.
of them.
55.8 against 55.6. Slushy Cat as well with a 55.8, but these two out front are starting to set the pace. Tobolov was 0.2 of a second quicker on that lap.
Yeah, it's now going down to the wire.
It's starting to slowly...
For these drivers.
Yeah, that's really starting to play like I said, they've come out to play now at this hour. This is when the big points are handed out with 4 laps to go. Naf at the moment has the track position. It seems as though, I'll be honest with you, Kendrick, I don't think a 2/10 of a second lap per lap advantage is going to be enough to make a overtake around here.
Yeah, but who knows? There might be some incident that will happen.
Exactly. I wanted to say that later on, but one mistake from Naf, when they come wheel to wheel, you're looking at a very different perspective. But the Brunei driver so far,
0.7 now.
it's 0.7. As Tobolov as well seems to take that double apex approach as we now enter 0.6. I think Nap had a bit of a moment there on the exit, and wow, look at that.
On camera, but now
let's stay on board with this viewpoint, Kendrick. This will give us a beautiful perspective of the Hunter. Tobolov, the Hunter. When was the last time we said that? We're used to Tobolov defending positions over the last few weekends, but Tobolov is now the Hunter, and he's chasing down Naf. He's trying to go for a second championship here at Artito, Kendrick.
Oh my goodness me! If he had another championship on the belt, I would absolutely call him out to be one of the Fernando Alonso of the drivers that we have in Artito.
Absolutely. Look at how much speed he carried through that. Naf is starting to struggle. I wonder if the tires slowly are starting to give away for Naf, because look how much more mid-corner grip the Ferrari has, especially using that extra front-end rotation. Yeah, you could just see through the chicane. He was 0.6 of a second quicker on that lap.
I'll tell you what though, Tobolov says enough is enough, and he's done playing with his food.
Naf was the slowest driver out of the top 4 on that last lap. So you have to wonder if it's the tires, if it's just a confidence thing, if it's I don't know, if it's a mixture of everything. Is it the weight of a potential first championship that's playing on his head here at the moment?
Anything, but my friend, it could be anything.
It could be a mix of everything. But Naf so far, like I said, has the track position. 3 laps left to go as they exit the Mercedes arena, as they go back down the hill. And yeah, where do you think this? I think Kenjay, judging by what I'm seeing at the moment, I think Tobolov's best opportunity to make this overtake, if and when he gets there, is going to be in the last sector, because he can really use that front end of that Ferrari. You can see the gap is really stagnating here, but over the previous few laps, he's really closing the gap through the final sector.
I believe, for me as a driver as well,
yes.
I would think that Tobolov should be doing the V as soon as possible.
He needs to. You can't take. Yeah, he needs to try and look at that. This is where the Ferrari will have the advantage. The medium speed corners down the exit. It's not so fast. I think he pulled out a 10 through the first 2 sectors, but this is the sector where I expect the Ferrari to have a bit of an advantage, at least based on the previous laps we've done around here. As he goes around the Bilstein curve, down the back straight, going back in towards the chicane. Naf at the moment, it seems as though has weathered the storm on this lap. At the end of this lap, there'll only be 2 laps left to go in race 1 and the build-up penultimate race of season 5 is really starting to boil down now. And let's not forget, if these 2 have coming together, Raj is right in the box seat. He's only a second behind these 2.
Exactly. So it's a 3-way affair.
Look at that, Kendrick. What did I say about the last sector? Look at that gap.
Beneficial to the Ferrari.
Look at that. I think he was a 10th quicker on that lap, and he pulled that gap all back. He was half a 10th quicker on that lap, and he pulled the entire gap back through the final 2 corners. Incredible rotation and confidence from Tobolov as he rolls up quite early going into turn number 1, trying to get a nice and round exit going into the Mercedes arena. Naf seems to have missed the apex there ever so slightly, but he'll use that wider exit to get a better, wider line through there to get a better exit as we go into the Mercedes arena. As once again, you can see Naf just starting to pull it out a bit in sector 1.
Look at the confidence of that Ferrari through that section.
It doesn't matter what line Tobolov takes, does it? It almost seems as though whatever lines he takes, it just sticks, and he seems, whatever line he takes, it seems as though that car just rotates and goes wherever he wants. It's incredible. As he just, he missed the apex, that's going to compromise him a bit, but then he can try and get a much wider line through here and get a better exit. Yeah, I think they're going down towards turn number 7 now. Once again, Tobolov, they'll have different lines. I believe Tobolov tries to take a bit of a wider line. You can see Naf already going towards the apex. Naf's at the moment, but Tobolov got caught up by that as well. You can see Tobolov didn't at the line. He was hugging that inside a lot. He was expecting Naf to potentially slide out wide. I don't know. Whatever it was, we're going to have one lap of racing at the end of this one. 6 tenths to go. Ladies and gentlemen, we've had a slow boiler up until this point. Buckle your seatbelts, place your bets. It's anyone's race out in terms of the top two. I mean, I wouldn't count out Raj just yet either. These two are fighting for a championship. No matter how clean you are fighting for a championship, you get your elbows out regardless of what your name is.
Exactly.
At this point,
happens.
it's 6 tenths of a second, like I said, but I expect that Ferrari to be very quick and rapid through the chicane and going into the final corner, as it seems as though, yeah, Tobolov is just closing the gap. Naf can smell it, Jake. This is it. One lap to go.
Naf had a snap. Another snap. Two snaps in the last corner.
Naf had another moment to go into the final lap of the Grand Prix. Is it going to be a 36-point lead for Naf going into race number 2 here of round 9? Is it going to be a 19-point lead for Naf? The championship very much hangs in the balance. As we go into turn number 1, Naf holds that position nicely. If Tobolov wins this race, Kenjake, I would like to remind everyone this championship will go down to the finale no matter what.
Exactly.
Oh my God! I think Naf
just the tension in the air that makes that.
We've waited a long time.
Well.
Yeah. We waited a long time for this battle, but it seems as though that your patience, our patience, has pretty much paid off. But it seems as though Naf is just doing enough at the moment, 6 tenths of a second. But one slip up can change everything. There's one slip up, and what's his confidence level is going to be like as he goes down to turn number 7 right before the Schumacher races. He had a bit of a moment here on the previous lap, if you remember. How's it going to be this time around? He had a bit of a moment. It's still sliding. It's still sliding. Tobolov gets a nice round exit as we go into the Schumacher races. He's going to have to really use all his years of experience and the strength of that 458 through these fast corners to have any chance, I believe, because I think with 6 tenths of a second, regardless, I think Naf just has him at arm's length at the moment. As we go into the back straight, we're going to go into the Bolstein curve for the final time and down towards the back straight, going into the chicane. It seems as though, but I think Tobolov's going to have a run of his life through the chicane to have a chance into the last corner. I think Naf is just done enough at the moment, but never say never in motorsports. Hold your breath, ladies and gentlemen, as we go into the chicane. Let's not forget Tobolov has had an incredible advantage over Naf this entire race. Naf at the moment.
First section of the chicane, here we go.
Tobolov sold the dummy. Naf went defensive, and like I said, I think he had just enough there. Not quite. And Naf holds. What a finish! What a finish! Naf holds him off, and he takes a 36-point lead going into race 2. A bit of a slow burner, but wow, what a finish that was! Tobolov in second, Raj in third, Slushy in fourth, G. Great to see Bad G back in form in 5th place. Navin, the rookie, up in 6th place. Great showing from the Canadian driver Raven in 7th. We'll have to review that incident with Rogers at the end of the race. Brad M has done quite well, going to 8th place. Scooby, a very disappointing one in 9th. And Rogers, so what may have been, he currently in 10th place, and Artito, great to have him back as well. He seems to have a bit of a disastrous race this afternoon. Solely fronting along in 11th place, but like I said, great to have him back. But yeah, Kenjake, like I said, there was so much hanging in the balance in that previous race.
Too much.
Now we look, like I said, 36 points now. If Tobolov won that race, that gap would have been 19 points, and that championship would have gone down to the last race no matter what happened. Wow. I'm going to need a drink after that race.
I'm going to get a reverse grid as well.
We've got a reverse grid race coming up now. Oh my God.
Hold on to your seat, boys. I'm going to get me a drink.
We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, I'm back, ladies and gentlemen. I think I'm the first one to get back here, so we're still waiting.
I've been
for
here the
race
whole
number
time.
5. You've been there the whole
I've
time,
been-
so I
I've
don't
been
know
here the
about
whole
you.
time.
I don't know
just got a
about you.
drink. Yes.
I don't know about you. I'm not a driver, but I'm going through the nervous tea at the moment.
I am looking at the championship and trying to figure out what NAF needs, so feel free to.
Whew.
17 points, 42. Okay.
There's a live
40.
chat at the moment by LH Howe. I wish I pronounced her name correctly. His question is, do you need a sim racing wheel to be able to compete? No, you don't need a sim racing wheel to be able to compete in the Artito Championship. Some of the drivers here are actually quite fast using the mouse and keyboard as well as the controller.
Absolutely.
So yeah, you don't need the wheel. You really don't need the wheel to be able to compete here.
So the top alert is 29. 29 became 36. 36, 14, 15 points. Next slushy is 177.
Mic check. So I hope my voice is now. I hope my voice now is actually fine. Hello.
Got you.
Mic check.
Yeah, got you 5, mate. Got you 5. I'm just
Right.
running
So
around.
we're loud and clear, and we're back
Loud and clear.
again for race number 2. Hold on to your seats.
If you thought the last race was drama, ladies and gentlemen, guess what? We're gonna do it all over again.
In reverse.
In reverse. Oh my god, this is not gonna be fun.
It is not as simple as you guys think.
No, it's not. And I've run the numbers, Kenjay. As we prepare for the reverse grid race, Nat has to outscore Ballista by 9 points in this race to win this championship. He needs to outscore Top by 15 points, and Slushy has to beat Nat regardless of what happens to keep her championship hopes alive. As we now get ready for the reverse grid race, we've got the match, we've got the numbers. Now we've got 13 laps ahead of us to see if Nat will claim his first championship as the 5 lights up go up now. As the lights go out, Artito will lead us away to turn 1. It's go here for the reverse grid race. Scooby's up in second place there. Rogers is on the front row. Here we go. As the broadcaster says, it's back again. As Artito will lead them into turn number 1. He should have the lead. Rogers will be down the inside.
Oh my goodness me! Oh my goodness me! Scooby's having a godsend at the moment, but he runs wide.
I've got really bad FPS. I can't see much what's happening, but Artito leads them away to turn number 1. Scooby up in second place. Rogers in third. Brad M in fourth. Fifth is G. Sixth is Ravenwood Swords. Seventh is Raj.
Oh,
11 and 8. Nat has gone ahead of top alert. Like I said, that'll be big come the end of the race. You never know what can happen.
Oh, they're still
it
battling
seems as though-
side by side. Spicy moves
let's
out
stay
there.
let's stay on that battle, because like I said, the championship hangs in the balance. This might be the first time in racing history that we're
Still don't
fighting.
have
We're
it.
trying to. No, this will be the first time in racing history, Kenjay, that we're trying to see who is last at the end of lap 1.
Exactly.
We've got a chance to back against Sam at the moment. Seems to have the edge, and he now sets up the
between
Slushy
each other. Now they're going into the hairpin. Who's gonna come out on
but-
top? Takes the wide
Yeah, but Slushy-
entry.
Oh, Top's trying to hang it around the outside. Can he use that
What
Ferrari
a
strength? Yes.
driver that guy is.
Oh my god, they're going to be side by side going to Schumacher. SS, someone will have to yield. Who is it going to be? It seems
My
as though Nat
goodness
is
me, the
yielding.
maneuvers of these two.
Oh my goodness, hang on. I'm going to have to rejoin Kenjay. It's really bad FPS for me.
Okay. I'll hang it on from here now, but still Tobolov is still quite in front of Naf, and they're still not quite done with each other. G goes into fourth place, and Scooby still hanging on to second place. Very close now, taking the lead.
Scooby's lining up a move. Scooby's lining up a move down the inside. Oh, it seems as though I think Artito had a mistake. I think Artito and Scooby came together.
Yeah.
They've come together.
It might be so. That's quite unfortunate for Aditya. Sorry for butchering your name, but here we go back to G.
Look at G all over the back of Rogers. G, if you're listening to me, best of luck. Here we go. You're gonna need every bit of it.
He needs every experience that he can pull out of the bag now. Down into turn 1. What will be the outcome?
Everyone's worst nightmare is seeing Rogers. Oh, G,
Oh my
sent it
goodness,
down the
no,
inside.
The drama that we expected happened.
Oh my god, he really got his elbows out there, didn't he? But I think he's lost
Yeah,
out
but
a bit
Raven
there.
is trying to capitalize to the mistake that's happening in front now, as well as
Yeah.
Brad M. Brad M is sticking it
Oh
inside.
my, Brad M is trying to cut the inside of Raven. Can he make it stick? He's gonna have the outside exiting
runs
Mercedes
wide.
arena. Oh, he's got really wide. I think Raven will have that position pretty comfortably.
Look at
I
that,
think
both
Slushy and
Tobelov. Both Tobelov and Nap is going at it. Look at that.
Yeah.
They're still not done battling with each other, but now Tobelov gets the inside and not quite. Nap overtook around the outside there.
Yeah, he's gone there around the outside. Well done to him. Sorry, I was a bit distracted there for a second. We're back. Well, I'm back at least. And Scooby now is now 2 seconds ahead of Rogers. And yeah, Scooby's gonna need a big result here, isn't he? And
Yeah,
the best
exactly.
result he can do is a win, and if he wants to get that pro spot back. So we'll have 11 laps of racing at the end of this one to see if that comes true. Nap needs to start getting a move on if he wants to win this championship today, which
Yeah,
I
that
don't
is
think it
true.
really matters. I feel like
G-spun!
oh, G's had a moment there. No. Rotten luck once again for G. Had a bit of a moment there. And G slips down the pack into 9th place. Not all over yet. It's a reverse grid race,
Yeah,
and I
but
expect a
Snap
lot
now
of.
trying to overtake Slushy Cat.
Oh,
Trying to take the dummy. Is he doing? He's doing it on the chicane.
He's on the dummy. Yeah, is he gonna do it down the chicane? I've got very bad FPS. He's trying to go around the outside, and he's done it.
Goodness me, Nap. Wow. What amazing luck and talent that he brought out there.
He
He's now
sold the
in 6th
dummy.
place exactly on the chicane as well.
He sold the dummy to Slushy, and she took it with open arms. And Nap is up into 6th place as he now sets after Raj.
Goodness me, that driver, that level of talent is something else, isn't it?
Wow, he wants that championship, doesn't he?
He really does.
Currently
Still not
now
over for
scored.
both of them. Still, Tobelov is hanging on there on
And
the
I mean-
rear.
I've been in a situation like this in my previous F1 league, Kendrick, where I was chasing down somebody for 3rd place in the penultimate race. And if I passed the guy, I would have been champion on the penultimate race. But it was Austria, the last corner. And towards the end of the race, I kept sliding towards the pit wall because the tires were gone. And I was like, I'm just going to take it calm. And I'm gonna live to fight another day. I'd rather take those, I think it was 3rd or 4th place, I would rather take those 15 and 12 points into the final race rather than bin it all and take 0 points and all of a sudden have like a level championship going to the last race. So you have to wonder if that's playing in Nap's mind where he's got 36-point lead, he's got nothing to lose. But if Tobelov goes on to win this race and he gains 25 points and Nap has a DNF, all of a sudden the championship once again is turned on its head, hasn't it?
Exactly,
So
but
you
I'm
have to
still not
wonder
counting out both of the drivers up till now.
Absolutely. There is a racing mindset of going out there and winning, then there is another mindset
Oh my
there seems
goodness
to be
me, somebody spun! Roger spun!
big incident there.
Big incident, and I'm glad to see all the drivers are came out of there nicely.
Yep, Nap is,
And Nap is now in 2nd place.
yeah, that was a big moment there. Rogers has left the server. I don't know what happened there, but Scooby's got a 7-second gap, ladies and gentlemen, at the end of lap 3. Nap will now set after Scooby. Tobelov in 4th place.
He has to deal with
in
Raj now.
He has to deal with Raj, yes, but I believe Nap has had the pace all weekend over Raj, at least a 10-2 here and there. So
Look at that.
it seems.
Raj's car's beaten up in front. Something happened.
Yeah. So I wonder if the damage will start to play a factor as well. At the moment, Kenjake, you won't believe this. If Tobelov finishes 4th and Naf goes on to win the race, the championship will be 49 points in favor of Naf with 50 up for grabs in the finale.
Oh my goodness me.
So here's a championship permutation for you right now. If Naf finishes 2nd, Tobelov has to finish at least in where's my quick maths here? He's gonna have to finish at least in 8th place, I'd like to say, to keep the championship alive, which is looking good at the moment, but look how close they're all packed up there. One incident, one off, and it changes on its head. If Nat goes on to win the race and get 25 points, Slushy Cat will have to pass Tobelov for Nat to win the championship.
But at the moment, it's looking like Shakespearean for Tobelov. To be aggressive or not to be aggressive.
What does Top want? Is he happy Is he content with where he is, or does he want the championship? I think I know the answer to that. I think
Everybody
you know
wants
the
to finish
answer.
the championship as soon as possible, but yeah, it's actually going to be you're going to be debating on your mind while racing if you're going to do this, especially if you're aware with
Yeah.
the mathematics of the championship.
Yeah, I'm trying to play a lot of numbers here at the moment. I'm still think. So he needs to outscore. Let me pull up my numbers. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, we're doing it all arithmetic. We don't have fancy systems telling us this. So he needs to outscore Tobolo by 15 points. So at the moment he's getting 18. So if he gets 18 points at the end of this race, yeah, Naf would have to finish at least an 8 to win this to have a. Tobolo would have to finish at least an 8. Because he would get 4 points. Yeah, but then if he finishes down in 9th, then the championship pretty much has turned on its head. A lot has to go in Naf's favor at the moment. And while all that's been happening, he hasn't been able to close in the gap on Scooby.
Yeah, but Tobolov as well hasn't really made the move done on Rod.
And we've been talking about championship permutation so far today. At the moment, in terms of how things stand, Naf will extend his championship lead from 36 points to 36 points to 42 points, with 50 points up for grabs going into the finale. It's still looking very good for the Bruneian driver.
Exactly, it's still solid. I'm still expecting another dramatic race on the final track of the season.
Yep, and Sepang, you never know. This is racing. Anything can happen.
Sepang would be the absolute track to do the championship.
Yeah, Tobolo really needs to try and find a way past Raj, because you never know in this sport, Kenjay, how crucial those 3 points can be going into a championship finale.
Yeah,
and I said it before. I haven't said it before, Kenjay. Today, I say it generally all the time, but I haven't said it yet today. A championship is won over a season, isn't it? And every point you gather will be crucial.
Well, it actually depends. What we want to see is the championship fighting until the very end.
Let's not forget, Kenjay, I just thought of something. If Naf went on to win that race in Spa without his off, he'd be champion right now already.
Oh, but that didn't happen, did it?
No. If my grandma had what's that saying? If my grandma had
my
wheels, she'd be a
grandmother had wheels,
bicycle.
she would have been a bike.
Exactly. So,
But Naf takes the fastest lap of the race now with a 154.6.
Correct. And as things stand, Slushy Cat will also be exiting the championship fight, but it's a great season from her, Kenjay. She's exiting the championship fight as things stand, but she's done an incredible job this season.
Very much.
As things stand as well, Ballista will be exiting the championship fight as well for the second season in a row, Kenjay. We're gonna have a champion not named Ballista as things stand.
It's I hope we get used to this.
If the 2021 Abu Dhabi Grand Prix taught me anything, Kenjay, it's never say never. Let me just work my powers since I'm the racetrack. No, I'm kidding.
You know, it's very terrible that you say that. But in all seriousness, I think Tobolov is trying his best to get closer to Raj at the moment.
There's only so much he
he's
can
actually
do.
doing really good.
Yeah, we've got a bit of a Ferrari threesome here, haven't we? We've got Ferrari, a three-way fight for the final step on the podium. But we've got a BMW 1-2, which is exactly what the virtual German fans would have wanted this afternoon.
That is true.
The three Ferraris sorted out for the final spot on the podium. Who do you have for this one? I think I would still have Tobolo. He just needs to get his elbows out of it. I feel like Tom is a bit too nice sometimes, which worked for him. It's definitely worked for him. But against someone like Raj,
and Spa.
correct. But if he wants to gain those 3 points ahead
Oh,
of him
here
and
we
try
go now. Here goes the drama.
Here we go. I said he's gonna have to get his elbows out. He sent it down the inside. Raj is gonna compromise. Raj is gonna get compromised in the mid corner, but he's gonna have a nice round exit off the final corner and have a great run to carry. As now sets a 54.9. Great pace, but he's currently with 7 laps to go. He's 7 seconds behind. He's gonna have to gain a second a lap to get there. And I'll say it again.
He's not really being affected by that damage that he sustained with the car.
No, man, wonder if it was just a minor contact that looks a lot worse than what it actually is. But excuse me, Raj so far doing quite well for himself to hold it up in third place.
He's really taking
looking-
liberties of the exit there.
Yeah, it seems as though Raj, Tobolo, and Slushy Cat cannot be separated this season, can they? It seems as though those three are fight. Those three seem to be fighting on the same piece of tarmac week in and week out. And who do we have for the? Yeah.
Exactly, as we say that they're not those typical F1 midfield teams. These guys are truly trying to contend to the championship until the very end.
That was said by a fellow Ferrari fan, not me. Yeah. Anyways, back to the action here. Who do we have as the lead Ferrari this season, Kendrick? At the moment, things looking very good for Tobolov, though.
Yeah, for me, it's either of these three. It's either Raj, Tobolov, or Slushy.
Yeah, well,
These
obviously,
guys-
but what I'm saying is at the end of the season, who do you have
at the
as
end
the
of
lead
the
Ferrari?
season, I'm obviously going to put my money's worth on Tobolov.
Yep. The veteran so far has come out swinging, and he showed the rookie that this is how it's done. You may have the pace. Pace is one thing, though, in racing. Racecraft is another. And Tobolov, he's been consistent.
And to be fair with you, I really think that Tobolov is one of those drivers who sets the minimum bar of being of how to be a race car driver.
Absolutely. And keep an eye out on the gap out front, Kendrick. It's 6 seconds. Nat is starting to close in the gap. He's now a second quicker, like I said. Yes, the ball. Raj has had a big lock up there.
Exactly.
A second. The championship it's hanging on match point, because if Nat can continue to be a second quicker than Scooby each lap, with Slushy Cat only 8 tenths behind Tobolo, it's game on.
Exactly, and how high does Tobolov have to be if Nap wins this race?
If Nat wins this race, Tobolov has to be exactly where he is at the moment to keep the championship alive. Yep, because then the championship gap will be about 49 points, with 50 points up for grabs going into the finale. But if he slips behind Slushy Cat, that's another further 2 points he loses, and then Nat is champion.
And as we say that, he's absolutely being pushed back to Slushy Cat as well. So if I was told, it's now or never at this point.
Yep, Top knows what's in the balance, but we've said it before, we'll say it again. He's experienced. He's been in these situations before. He knows how to react. He is a former champion here at Artito Racing.
And a former driver as well. A real driver.
And a former driver. And let's not forget, you were in that championship fight with him in the MX5 that year.
Yeah, but
So
if you're comparing me to him, it's no. I would say no. He's in a different class than me, even with the MX5.
what if it's a Red Bull X 2010? I think you'll laugh at the North
That'll be a
Life.
good question.
I think you'll laugh at the North Life, mate. Oh, hold
Oh, here
on,
we go.
right
Hold
at
the
the
thumbs down
moment.
there. We have Tobolov. He turns on the lights at Raj. Because we know
Yeah.
what's going on. We know what's coming down into turn 1.
Is Tobolov starting to play with the mind games? Who knows? But 5 laps left to go. Nat is only 5 seconds behind. We'll keep monitoring the gap, but Tobolov will try and line up a move going into turn 1 potentially. Is he going to be late enough on the brakes? No, he's not.
Quite, but
Or
look
is
at
he?
that. Slushy Cat is also coming near.
Yeah, Slushy Cat once again trying to pick up the pieces. It's almost like Slushy is always picking up the pieces from everyone else's mistakes in league races,
That
isn't
is
she?
true. Yeah.
So you have to wonder if she's going to be handed another podium on the plate by these two, but we'll wait and see. Currently in 5th place at the moment, and Raven is 2.6 seconds behind, so thankfully for Slushy's case, she's not going to have Raven right behind her after last weekend.
True. Well, it's not like it's Raven's fault anyway. It's not really 100% her fault.
Absolutely not. It was an honest mistake where her foot slipped off the brake. But yeah, Tobolov so far is just doing enough. Raj rather at the moment just doing enough. So look at that, he's really pushing that gap
It's
in 4
4.6
seconds.
now. Yeah, that is true.
At this pace, he's gonna be right there on the last lap, and you know Nap is gonna get his elbows out, Kendrick. You know that, and you know Scooby is gonna get his elbows out even more, because he's had such rotten luck. And what better way to end that rotten streak of luck than a win?
Exactly.
A win which you nearly had a few weeks ago, until the man we're seeing on the screen now took it away from him on the run up to the line of the last corner. But look how much Slushy has closed up that gap as well.
For it's half a second now, and looks like a three-way battle for third place as things pans out.
Yeah, and look at the gap out front. Look at the gap
4
out
seconds
front.
now, yeah,
4
exactly.
seconds. Yep.
Tobolov
Oh my
has to
goodness.
do everything he could just to survive for this race and put the race down to the wire on the last track of the season.
Yep. The Slushy Cat will be out of the championship contention at the end of this race. Ballista as well, exiting the championship
As
frame for
we
the
say
second
that,
time.
Nap goes fastest with a 154.505.
Oh my God!
bringing
We'll
up
keep
the
monitoring. He's bringing up the heat. He's less than 4 seconds behind with 4 laps to go. We'll keep monitoring the gap. We'll ski this battle for the final spot on the
Oh, here we go,
podium.
Tobolov rounding it out on the outside now.
Raj goes
the
defensive,
switch
going
back.
to. He's trying to control, trying to do the switch back. Tobolov has to be careful. He's got a lot to lose right now, especially with Naf currently hunting down Scooby. He's got a lot to lose.
Oh
Let's
my
not
God.
forget, if Tobolov has a bit of an off here and he slips back to 9th, championship over. He needs to be very careful. Very careful. But if there's one man I trust in these situations, it's him.
It's Tobolov indeed, that is true. We can't,
My
keep
goodness.
we can't keep mentioning how good this guy is, even on pressure.
Yeah, look at that. You haven't seen him crack under pressure once yet
Never,
today, have you?
never, never did.
I take that back now. I realize what I've just done. Tobolov, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
We'll see.
Oh,
We'll see if it will take an effect, but I doubt it will. It
I
is
know.
Tobolov after all.
I think Tom's good enough to overcome my bad luck. Or my commentary, or my commentator's curse, rather. So,
Oh, here we go.
3 seconds.
Sashikat
Oh
is
my
also,
God.
It is also down on the gearbox of Tobolov. It is actually getting really scary for him right now.
Yeah, Tobolov is in the middle of a Ferrari sandwich, isn't he? But I say that as if he's not in a Ferrari. He's gone wide there. I think I jinxed it, Kendrick. He's gone wide there. That's the first mistake he's made. And Slushy will be right on his tail. But it seems as if Tobolov got a good enough exit to just hold her at arm's length for now. 3 seconds the gap with 3 laps to go, Kendrick up front.
Yeah, I'm actually really shaking right now. This is actually looking really nice for the viewers.
Is the championship going down to the final race in Sepang? Is the championship coming to an end in 3 laps time? We will find out. Naf was 0.8 of a second quicker on that last lap. He's gonna need a bit more than that to have a chance, realistically.
Ooh.
Goodness me, just
It's
so
the
intense.
tension in the air, but look at that, Raj has a lock up there.
Raj has a lock up there. Look at that gap between Naf. He's under 3 seconds now.
Oh my goodness me.
Yeah, Tobolov trying to round up the exit going into the
There's a
Mercedes
lot
arena.
of
I
things
don't think.
going on right now, and I don't know where to look.
Yeah, no. We'll stay on this battle. If the gap between Naf and Scooby goes under a second or half a second, we will then switch over. But at the moment, this is the closest fight on the track, and it's for the final spot on the podium. And if the championship is won in this current, in the positions they're at the moment, it's going to happen if Tom has an off. So let's stay on board with this battle at the moment. Raj is doing enough. Raj is a very hard guy. For all the talk we give about Rogers being a hard defender, what about Raj?
Raj,
He's awesome.
very
Raj,
tough. I've raced with him in season 1, and he's truly a hard man to pass.
He knows exactly where to place that car, doesn't he?
Yeah, that is true.
2 seconds out front. Oh my goodness, that is really starting to smell blood. Are we gonna have a Brunei champion for the first time here in Artito Racing? We'll find out. It's coming down to the wire once again as they exit Schumacher SS the 11th time.
I'm getting lightheaded by all this action, man.
Yeah, 2 seconds now. 2 seconds. We'll keep monitoring that gap, but at the moment, Tom, oh my God, they've really stagnated, these Ferraris, haven't they? It's almost like they've got such similar pace all throughout the race. It's going to take a mistake.
Oh,
Either one. Look at that.
Naf took the lead. What happened to Scooby? Scooby made a mistake.
Oh dear.
And with cup tires, I think Raj and Tobolov is going up the position as well as Slushy Cat.
And you know what the worst? And contrary to belief, that's actually bad news
And
for
here we go,
now.
Mikey making the move down the inside in turn 1.
Yeah.
Raj goes defensive, very defensive, taking up to the wall.
Raj goes. Yeah, Raj. Tobolov has to be careful with Naf leading the race now. He'll try to line up a move around the outside of the
maybe not quite. Don't touch, boys. Don't touch.
Don't touch with 2 laps to go. Oh my goodness me, this is intense.
This is truly something else now.
You want to know the irony? You want to know the irony out of all that, Kendrick? That's actually better news for Tobolov with Naf leading the race now.
Exactly.
Because now he can afford to lose 2 positions.
That is true, but rotten luck once again for Scooby-Doo. Another mistake for his race.
He will want to forget this season in a hurry. I can tell you that now. This has not been a season of Scooby. He's had so much rotten luck. He's not done himself in favors at times. Hold that thought once again as we
I'm
go to
shaking.
turn
I'm
number
quite
7.
excited for the outcome of this race, but here we go.
Yeah.
Maybe down the
Championship-
inside, maybe there's
championship again.
contact
No,
between Raj
Raj.
and Tobolov, and I think Slushy
Oh,
will
what a contact!
pick up the pieces. Maybe not quite. We'll
Oh my
still
God,
hang
yeah.
in there. They're both hanging in there.
There was a bit of contact, but Tobolov allowed Raj to be reasserted by letting Raj back past Nap once again.
But
He
here
won
comes
race
Slushy
1.
Cat.
He's looking to go back to Cap. Yep, Slushy Cat trying to go
Here
around
comes
the
Slushy Cat.
outside.
Oh,
Around the
right down
outside
to
of
the
Tobolov.
gearbox.
Oh my goodness me. And look who's coming back into this fight. Scooby.
Oh, this is not the mix-up that we wanted. But here we go.
But
There's
it's
quite a train developed behind Raj.
Oh my goodness, we've got
That's
one
a
lap of
five-way
racing
battle
here.
for second place.
Oh my goodness, Raven has joined this battle as well now.
What is going on right now?
It's got 11-second lead. Naf in Dreamland, 55 flat. He can just set sail. He can have a cup of coffee and relax. But behind him, it's all to play for second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth as they begin their final lap. Raj, he needs to be known as the QE Minister or the Indian Minister of Defense after this race. Oh my goodness! Look at that Ferrari. It's beat up, and he's still defending. Oh my
Look
God.
at that. It's been bruised and battered through all the battles that have been going on right down to the very last lap.
Yeah, it's coming down, but at the moment, Raj seems to have done just enough. Tobolov seems to have done just enough himself to take this championship fight to the final race. As things stand, it will be 46 points in favor of Naf.
I'm
Naf
actually
will just
scared
have
for
to-
Tobolov at this lap.
Naf will just need 4 points as things stand in Sepang to be champion. So it seems as though match point number 1 has not worked out so far. But you never know. But he's put himself in a very good position to win in his debut season. It can all change very quickly. Raj just doing enough still to hold Tobolov at arm's length. And half a second, Kenjake, he's going to need an ungodly run through the Schumacher S's.
Exactly.
And look
half a
behind,
second
and
now,
look
yeah.
behind.
It's
And look
quite
behind
big.
Slushy Cat. Slushy Cat is all. Slushy Cat's being harassed by Scooby. Scooby must be so frustrated as well. He's trying
Doing
to
the
line
best
up a
that he
move.
can. Yeah, exactly. But
Yeah. It seems
Nap
as
is
though
almost there. Almost there. He's
Nap
got the
is almost-
chicane.
Yep, we'll obviously cut to it when he gets a bit closer to the finish line. But oh my God, this battle's so close. You have to wonder if Tobolov is potentially lining up a move, going into the final corner.
Oh, I
and
just can't
Nap
cut
will-
there. Just can't cut.
Yeah, Nap.
I just can't cut it right
Nap.
now. But congratulations to
fine.
Nap. He's now
Nap
crossing the line. Congratulations to
Nap
Nap.
has won the race.
And
Tobolov
here
is
we
trying to
go,
go down
Tobolov,
the
maybe
inside.
the outside,
Oh!
maybe on the exit, maybe not quite.
No,
but
can
here
you
we go.
run around
Raj takes
the
second
exit?
place and Tobolov on
Raj
third.
placed second, Tobolov in third, Slushy Cat in fourth, Scooby in fifth. Wow, what a finish that was.
The battle
And
for the championship goes down to the last track of the season.
Yep, it's going down to the final race of the season. 46 points as things stand for Naf. As Navin comes home to get a double points finish. Great job from him. Yeah, Scooby's had enough. I can't blame him.
I don't know about you guys, but the 13 viewers that we had, I hope you stick with all the action because we're at it and it's going down to the last track of the season, which will
It's
be
going
in
down to
Sepang.
Sepang. We'll have a title decider, ladies and gentlemen, at Sepang. Naf and Tobolov. Who's it going to be for season 5? Tune in a week's time to find out.
One
But
week
wow,
time,
Kenji.
goodness me, that's going to feel like an eternity.
It really is. Kenji, closing thoughts for our viewers.
Closing thoughts. What is there to close down? It's Sepang.
There's nothing.
best
Sepang.
track.
And ladies and gentlemen, if we have such good racing around the Nürburgring, imagine Sepang as good a track for racing. And we've not raced there yet. It's our first time there. Be sure to tune in a week's time. Thank you so much for watching. I've been Flying Saint. I've been joined by Ken Jake, and we'll see you all next weekend.
Yeah, that is true. I've been Ken Jake, and I'm really glad to be the one who's presenting you all of this action. Till then, we'll see you in 1 week time.